Your website could be losing visitors right now, and you'd never know why. No warning, no error message, just people clicking away. And in most cases, it's not your design, your content, or your marketing. It's your web host. In this video, we're breaking down the best web hosting services you can use in 2026 based on what actually keeps sites fast, stable, and profitable. I'll break this down into the best options for beginners, businesses, high-traffic sites, and eco-friendly hosting. And later, I'll show you the one hosting company that quietly outperforms the big brands, even though almost nobody talks about it, especially when it comes to renewal pricing and long-term reliability. Also, if you want to check out any of these hosts, I'll leave links below so you can compare their pricing and features. So, what even is web hosting? Web hosting is a service that stores your website's files, images, and everything, making them accessible on the internet. Hosting companies keep your site online, fast and safe, just like a landlord keeping your home powered and secure. Long story short, web hosting is the foundation of your website. No matter how beautiful your site design or how great your content is, a weak host is like putting cheap tires on a Porsche. It'll look good, but it'll run horribly. Ever wonder why some websites load in a snap, while others might take forever on the same network, even with the same content? Often, the difference is the hosting behind the scenes. A bad host is the silent killer of websites. It's hidden in the background, but it affects everything: page load times, security, and even the ability to handle traffic spikes. A great host, on the other hand, works so seamlessly you don't even notice it. It's supposed to just work. That's why choosing the right web host is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your website's success. Before we jump into the top hosts, here's how we evaluated each provider. We looked at 6 key factors. First is speed and server response. Does the host deliver quick load times and handle traffic without slowing down? Next is uptime reliability. So, how stable is the service? We want at least 99.9% uptime. After that, we looked at pricing and transparency. This is where things usually get a little sneaky, not just the sign-up price, but renewal rates, and avoiding those gotcha fees. We prioritized honest pricing over tricky intro deals. Then, ease of use. How user-friendly is the dashboard or control panel? Can beginners set up a site easily? Next, support quality. Is customer support helpful and available when you need it? That includes chat, phone, and knowledge base. And finally, use case fit. Some hosts are better for certain users, for example, e-commerce versus small blogs versus developers. We considered which host each is best suited to. To summarize, we combined performance tests with real-world usage and scoured customer feedback to ensure our rankings are authentic. Now, with that in mind, let's get into the top picks and see which host is best for your needs. And stick around. At the end, I'll tell you which host I'd personally pick if I had to choose just one today. Before we get into the list, if you've used any of these hosts before, drop your experience below. It helps everyone else watching make a better choice. If you're new to building websites, you're going to want to look at Hostinger. It's budget-friendly, extremely easy to use, and surprisingly fast and reliable for the price. The whole platform is designed with beginners in mind, from a clean, modern dashboard to one-click installers for WordPress and other apps. But while Hostinger is beginner-friendly, it's not limited to entry-level websites. As your site grows, Hostinger also offers VPS hosting, which gives you dedicated resources, greater control, and the ability to run custom configurations. Hostinger also doesn't skimp on performance, often capable of sub-second load times on optimized sites. It's not the absolute fastest host on the planet, but it performs better than most budget hosts. We're talking well above average, considering some competitors charge 5 to 10 times as much. And speaking of pricing, Hostinger is one of the cheapest quality hosts on the market, especially if you're willing to commit long-term. Now, let's quickly walk through how to get set up. Once you land on Hostinger's homepage, link in the description, click on Claim Deal, and you will be dropped to Hostinger's plans. You'll see 3 main plans: Premium, Business, and Cloud Startup. For just $2.99 per month, you get the Premium plan with 3 websites, 20 gigabytes of SSD storage, and 2 mailboxes per website. For most people, the Business plan is the sweet spot. For $3.99, it lets you host up to 50 websites, includes 50 gigabytes of SSD storage, supports up to 5 Node.js apps, and gives you 5 professional email mailboxes per site. You also get stronger performance features than the entry plan, making it ideal if you're building something more serious than a simple test site. And then for the Cloud Startup plan, you'll pay $7.99 for 100 websites, 10 Node.js web apps, giving you 100 gigabytes of storage and 10 mailboxes. After clicking Add to Cart, you'll be taken to the checkout page. You'll usually see that they're running some kind of promotion there. Here you'll see different billing durations. The 48-month plan offers the biggest discount. It drops the most per month. This locks in the lower rate, so you're protected from price increases at renewal for longer. Before completing your purchase, look for the field labeled "Have a coupon code?" Click it, enter the discount code you see on screen, and apply it to stack extra savings on top of the long-term plan. And that's it. Once you're done, you'll be taken straight into the dashboard where you can start building your site, which is also very easy since Hostinger's interface is clean and simple, so you won't get lost in a maze of settings. Everything from installing WordPress to setting up a professional email is beginner-friendly. You also get 24/7 support via live chat if you have questions, which is comforting when you're just starting out. With all that in mind, we've decided to crown Hostinger as our #1 pick for beginners. It offers a good balance of price and performance, with a smooth user experience. This is honestly where most new website owners should start, since you can always upgrade later if you outgrow it. The value for money is simply unbeatable for a first host. We've put links in the description if you'd like to try Hostinger and snag a discount. So Hostinger is fantastic for newbies. But what if you're a business owner or someone who needs a host you can stick with for the long haul? Let's talk about a host we trust for that. Meet my most trusted host for business sites, DreamHost. Remember that quietly outperforming service I mentioned at the start? This is it. DreamHost isn't as widely advertised as some big-name hosts, but it has quietly excelled for decades. It powers over 1.5 million sites and is known for being reliable, honest, and geared toward long-term users. So why is DreamHost ideal for small businesses? First, reliability. DreamHost actually offers a 100% uptime guarantee, a bold promise that if your site ever goes down due to their fault, they'll compensate you for your troubles. Like all hosting guarantees, that's based on specific conditions. Real-world uptime can vary slightly, but it still shows strong confidence in their infrastructure. So you can be sure you're not losing customers to surprise outages. They also use solid-state drives and modern infrastructure, so performance is very solid. Again, maybe not the absolute fastest in every test, but very dependable even as your traffic grows. DreamHost is also fairly beginner-friendly, though it's not quite as polished or modern-looking as Hostinger. Their custom control panel is clean, straightforward, and focuses on the features most users actually need, rather than overwhelming you with advanced server settings. DreamHost is one of the most transparent hosts when it comes to pricing. Their plans usually start around $3 per month for the first year and renew at $10 per month after that. This makes it ideal for small businesses that want predictable long-term cost without surprise spikes. They also offer an industry-leading 97-day money-back guarantee for shared hosting, far beyond the typical 30-day period. That shows they stand behind their service. They're basically saying, take 3 months to try us out, we think you'll stay. Their support is 24/7 via live chat and tickets, and even offers phone callbacks for higher plans. They might not have instant phone pickup for every customer, but their support reps are knowledgeable and don't push sales on you when you call, unlike some others. We also know DreamHost to be very ethical in its business practices, and because DreamHost isn't owned by one of those big conglomerates, they tend to maintain a high quality of service and not oversell their servers to oblivion. If you're a small business or a serious blogger, you likely want a host you can stick with for many years. DreamHost fits that bill. But what if your site isn't small at all? What if you're running a high-traffic blog, a bustling online store, or you just need serious power? That's where our next category comes in. Meanwhile, there's a huge hosting mistake most people make, and it usually only shows up at renewal time. I'll reveal that as we go along, so sit tight. If your website is growing like crazy or speed is your #1 priority, Cloudways is the hosting solution to look at. Cloudways is a bit different from traditional hosts. It's a managed cloud hosting platform. In plain language, that means your websites run on top-tier cloud servers like DigitalOcean, AWS, or Google Cloud. But Cloudways manages all the technical setup for you. The result is insane performance and scalability without you needing to be a cloud server expert. And speaking about performance, let's get into that, because that's what Cloudways does best. This service is fast. How fast? Based on the results we've seen, Cloudways sites load 3 to 5 times faster than those on other services while handling more users simultaneously. You get the kind of performance that makes heavy traffic spikes completely unnoticeable. You're paying for cloud servers plus management, so pricing starts higher. Their cheapest plans usually start at around $10 to $14 per month, depending on available promotions. That includes dedicated server resources, SSD storage, automatic backups, and managed security. Now, a fair warning. Cloudways is not aimed at absolute beginners. There's no cPanel, Instead, you have Cloudways' own management console. It's actually pretty user-friendly, given how complex it is under the hood, but you'll see things that might feel intimidating if you've never managed hosting before. Support is good. 24/7 live chat and ticketing are generally quite responsive, though on very advanced issues you might need to wait a bit. Overall, support is solid, but maybe a notch below the hand-holding of a traditional managed host. Who should use Cloudways? If you run a high-traffic WordPress site, an e-commerce store, or any site where speed equals money, Cloudways is a fantastic choice. Also, if you're a developer or agency hosting client sites, Cloudways lets you manage multiple projects with ease and superior performance. On the other hand, if you're a total beginner with a simple blog, it's probably overkill. You'd be better served by something like Hostinger until you're ready to upgrade. Now, performance is great, but what if your priority is environmental impact? Green hosting is a real consideration for many individuals and businesses trying to reduce their carbon footprint. Don't worry, we've got a recommendation for that too. If you're enjoying the video so far, drop a like and subscribe. It helps more than you think. For those who want a hosting provider that also does good for the planet, GreenGeeks is the clear option. GreenGeeks has carved out a niche as the #1 eco-friendly web host, and they take this mission seriously. In fact, GreenGeeks isn't just carbon neutral, it's carbon reducing. They purchase 3 times the energy they consume through renewable energy credits, effectively putting clean energy back into the grid to cover 300% of their usage. And like most sustainability programs, this is based on energy credit offsets, rather than literally running only on renewable energy 24/7. But that means hosting your site with GreenGeeks actually helps offset the environmental impact of running a website. They even plant a tree for every new hosting account through their partnership with One Tree Planted. So from a sustainability standpoint, you won't find anyone doing more. But GreenGeeks isn't just about the green aspect. They also offer solid performance and features, so you don't sacrifice quality for ethics. GreenGeeks has been independently monitored with an average uptime of around 99.9%. That's just a few minutes of downtime a month, if any. Their server response times and page speeds are on par with other well-rated hosts in their class. Their platform is built on Lightspeed servers that are, well, known for speed, and they offer 24/7 live chat and email support, plus phone support during business hours. Given that GreenGeeks is a mid-sized independent host, they seem to really care about their customers. This is a big plus for small businesses that might need a bit of hand-holding in setting things up. GreenGeeks pricing is in the same ballpark as other shared hosts. It's quite affordable, starting at around $3 a month with promotions. And like others, the renewal price will be higher. The feature set is mostly standard. It may not include some ultra-advanced developer features that a host like Cloudways or a specialized WASP host might offer, but for most users, everything you'll need is there. So who should keep GreenGeeks on their radar? Anyone who wants a solid, easy-to-use hosting service and has a priority on environmental responsibility. Hosting a website consumes energy, so it's a comforting thought that by choosing GreenGeeks, you're actually contributing back to renewable energy. Quick interlude before I give the recommendations. Remember earlier when I mentioned the biggest hosting mistake? Yeah, it's making choices based only on the intro price. Because most hosts look cheap in year 1, but renewal pricing is where you see the real cost. So always check renewal pricing, resource limits, and what features disappear after the first term. All right, I've done a lot of talking, so let's quickly recap. If you're just starting out or want a host you can scale with, Hostinger is a strong place to begin. If you're running a small business website or an important project and you care about things like long-term cost and reliability, DreamHost is our pick. If you have a high-traffic site where performance is critical, you can't go wrong with Cloudways. And for the eco-warriors among us, or any brand that emphasizes sustainability, GreenGeeks is the choice. The web host you choose will have a hidden hand in your website's success. It affects speed, SEO, uptime, security, pretty much all the behind-the-scenes stuff. The good news is that all the top picks we've discussed are proven providers with specific strengths. So choose the one that fits your use case, and you really can't go wrong. And if you're still on the fence and just want a recommendation, go with Hostinger first. You can always scale up. And remember, links to all of them are in the description if you want to compare. If you want a deeper look at performance, pricing, and real pros and cons, check out my full Hostinger review right here. And once your site is live, this video will show you how to set up a business email in under 3 minutes.